With the wealth acquired from the oil and gas industries, Azerbaijan is transforming its capital, Baku, into a modern, high-rise city. But transforming the country in other ways has been challenging. 4 programmatic cooperation framework programmes worth a total of €4.7 million, funded by the European Union and implemented by the Council of Europe, are currently underway. One of them aimed at strengthening the capacities to fight and prevent corruption.
These cooperation activities will strengthen the capacity of the Anti-Corruption Directorate to fight against corruption. The project allows to implement domestic reforms in the field of fight against corruption and to bring our country's legislation and practice closer to the European and international standards.
The Anti-Corruption Directorate encourages the reporting of petty corruption whenever a bribe is requested for a citizen to obtain a service or document. A hotline is monitored and much used, and more people are being trained to join the fight. It's an ongoing goal of the Azerbaijan administration as well as of the Council of Europe's group of states against corruption, GRECO.
Of course, the global nature of the corruption requires a collective approach. So sharing of experience, coordination of joint efforts is always useful. And there, of course, always will be value added of these projects, including the with Council of Europe, European Union, to the joint efforts.
Another area in which progress continues concerns political parties. Azerbaijan has 55 of them, and their financing has been less than transparent, with reports on the funding process being provided insufficient or late. Here, party representatives are discussing the changes being advised by GRECO at a meeting organised by the Anti-Corruption Project in cooperation with the Central Election Commission.
I think we have seen the results of the Central Election Commission's activities in this field, and I think we will see more and more results as a consequence of these kind of projects. And especially, we are very closely cooperating with Council of Europe office in Baku in this direction. And I think also it's included in the action plan between Azerbaijan and the Council of Europe. That's why we think we will achieve much better results.
One of the speakers at this conference, which was open to the media, was a Council of Europe expert in political party funding, who explained to delegates how party funding works elsewhere in Europe and how to comply with GRECO's recommendations.
There are specific recommendations which deal with monitoring, with the composition of the monitoring body, which is at the moment the Central Election Commission, which is very important. And there is another point which deals with the time period of election finance campaigning, which is for the Council of Europe too short.
But the fight against corruption, of course, goes beyond the electoral system to the daily experience of Azerbaijan's citizens. The aims of the project are to support the prevention mechanism, strengthen the capacities of the criminal justice system to deal with corruption, and assist in identifying future actions. The project matters a great deal.
This is actually one of the priorities set out by the Council of Europe for all its member states. And the good response that we are receiving from Azerbaijani authorities in engaging with us in the development of this project actually shows that they are ready to tackle on this important issue of anti-corruption, and we certainly can see certain commitment there that we are trying to boost further and develop further with them.
Azerbaijan has addressed and continues to address its problems with systemic corruption in day-to-day affairs. There is still some way to go, but over the last 12 months considerable progress has been made, and the Council of Europe and EU project is helping to develop it further.